following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Coming up on News 3 Live at 4, News 3 takes a ride with an officer over spring break, what the Office of Public Safety is doing to keep the campus safe while students are away ahead.
And spring has sprung, and for many people that means allergies are still in full bloom. More in today's Health Minute ahead.
Plus, a local church is looking to help homeowners out, what they're doing ahead.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Illinois state officials are continuing to monitor fluctuating river levels up and down our state. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. I'm Ryan Hall.
And I'm Devin Brooks. In northern Illinois, Governor J.B. Pritzker surveyed flood damage in McChesney Park and Freeport on Wednesday. Pritzker said the areas are seeing some of the highest river levels in more than 30 years. The
record flooding is forcing residents to make tough decisions as they leave their homes. Courtney Bunting reports in Freeport.
All right, buddy. Goodbye.
It's just not an experience I don't want anybody to ever go through.
Many of us have a list of what we would grab from our home if we had to abandon it for an emergency. Sean Starry never had time to make that choice.
My wife was at work and I came back into town, and at that point I realized I couldn't get across the bridge, get into my home.
Starry may have been safe, but his two dogs, Chance and Snowy, were not.
I figured I'd come back in the morning, hopefully the water would be down by then enough we can drive into our place. And that's that point I realized that the police were telling us that we could not cross the bridge at all.
He decided to reach out to the city for help.
He called and he couldn't get back to his house to get him. So we picked him up with an end loader and took him back.
Now Chance and Snowy are waiting with animal control until their homeowners find a place to stay. Freeport firefighters pulled 14 dogs and 8 cats from homes surrounded by floodwaters. Starry says it makes this difficult situation easier, knowing his two best friends are safe.
I didn't know if it was going to get to a point where I had to sneak in, swim. I was going to do whatever it took, but I figured I'd reach out to the city first, and they came through. They were just wonderful.
In Freeport, Courtney Bunting, 23 News.
Warmer temperatures mean the spring storm season is coming. A study by insurance company State Farm says Illinois is ranked 3rd in the country for hail damage claims, behind Colorado and Texas. In 2018, the company says it paid just under $330 million for hail damage claims to homes and vehicles in the state. FEMA suggests several tips to keep you and your property safe during a hailstorm. If you're in your car, stop driving and get your car to a safe place like a garage or under a highway overpass if you can. And if you're outside, seek shelter immediately. Protecting your head from hailstorms, seeking shelter under trees should be the last resort because it's common during severe storms for trees to lose branches. There are about 3,000 hailstorms every year in the U.S. The largest hailstorm ever recorded fell in South Dakota and weighed in at nearly 2 pounds.
Here in Macomb, we're not seeing any severe storms. News 3's Molly Naslin has a look at our weather from outside the studios. Molly?
It is beautiful out today. There's plenty of sunshine, not very many clouds in the sky. There's a little bit of wind coming at us from the north, making it feel just a little bit cooler, but you can get by for the entire day with just a light jacket or a hoodie and not feel too cold. But coming up later on, we're going to see if those hot temperatures stay in our area or if we're going to be getting warmer. Devin and Ryan, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Molly. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, you might not be excited about spring being here. But in today's Health Minute, Meredith Wood gives you some tips that might make you feel a little better this year.
Spring. When the snow melts, the days become longer, and the flowers are in bloom. And the pollen. All the pollen. According to the CDC, more than 50 million Americans suffer from allergies, and many of those are considered seasonal. In the spring, it starts with pollen released from the trees, followed by grass later in the season. Those who suffer from seasonal allergies face an onslaught of symptoms such as sneezing, stuffy nose, itchy nose, watery eyes, and those are just to name a few. If you're one of the millions that go through this every year, there are a few things you can do to ease the discomfort. Check the pollen count in your area. Several weather apps will provide that information on a daily basis. When the pollen is high, limit your exposure by staying inside and keeping windows closed. Change out the air filters in your home frequently and make sure you are using HEPA filters. Wash your hair before going to bed. If you've been doing things outside, toss those clothes in the laundry when you get back in. And don't forget to talk to your doctor about taking a daily allergy medication, including a nasal spray. For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
First responders are always on the clock. Even the WIU Office of Public Safety officers are out patrolling on campus while students are away for spring break. I was able to take a ride along with OPS to see where they spend most of their time when most people are not on campus. While it's not often you hear these sirens on campus, as you might expect, police say it's even more rare during break times. But the WIU Office of Public Safety is still working to keep the campus safe while school's not in session.
Well, it's slower. It is, but there's still, as we can see, there's still some people moving around.
OPS Sergeant Tom Clark took me on a ride along to see where officers patrol during spring break. He says most of their calls are from people who need doors unlocked to campus buildings.
A lot of our calls during spring break aren't student oriented, but they are with staff, visitors.
And while campus buildings are pretty empty during break, Sergeant Clark says OPS still takes walkthroughs in case they spot any issues.
Because some of these buildings don't have people in them, it's important for us to be there and be in those buildings, because if there is a problem, let's say a water leak or something like that going on, or maybe somebody came out a door and it didn't close all the way.
And Sergeant Clark says OPS is mostly keeping an eye on off-campus student housing to watch for suspicious activity.
One of the things that we're constantly looking for, especially during spring break, is that like these houses here where it's usually student housing and where the students aren't there anymore, or they're gone for spring break, then we're monitoring those houses as best we can.
Sergeant Clark says students can always request police to check their home over break to make sure everything is secure while they're gone.
They can put their residents on house watch if they would like, and the city will log that, and then when they come by and they do that perimeter check of the residents and everything, they'll make notes in the calls that they've checked that.
And a few reminders from OPS. Parts of the campus have 20 or 30 mile-an-hour speed limits. And police also say to remember that there are more than 40 emergency call boxes on campus in case you need to alert them of an emergency.
A low speed pursuit in rural Colchester leads to one arrest. The McDonough County Sheriff says Daniel Weber of Macomb was traveling on US 136 when a deputy recognized him and knew that his license was suspended. The sheriff says that when a traffic stop was attempted, Weber fled. He was arrested after a short and low speed chase. Weber is charged with aggravated driving while under influence of alcohol, aggravated driving while license revoked, fleeing and eluding, and illegal transportation of alcohol.
And in more local news, a church is choosing to do more mission work locally instead of abroad. Wesley United Methodist Church created the Streaming Waters Work Week. The project aims to do minor repairs on about 30 homes in McDonough County for free. Homeowners are eligible for this service if they are physically or financially unable.
People in the community are having hard times right now with a lot of people losing their jobs, and it gives us the ability to go out and help them and, like I said, share Christ's love and expect nothing in return.
The church and volunteers do the repairs from June 3rd through June 17th. At 7th, applications to receive assistance are due by April 19th. You can visit Wesley United Methodist Church or their website to apply.
Also, driving down East Jackson, you may have noticed some construction on a major fast food chain. The KFC here in Macomb is undergoing indoor renovations to their facility. They will no longer have their co-op option of Long John Silver's. Customers can't go inside, but the drive-thru will still be open during business hours.
Well, coming up next on News 3 Live at 4.
Find out how WIU Dance Marathon is attempting to raise $150,000 for the Children's Miracle Network.
National Broadcasting Society helps the future of broadcasting get the tools needed to succeed in an ever-growing media world. At Western Illinois University, the professional connections students bring to our chapter of NBS have opened doors to networking possibilities that students otherwise wouldn't have. The opportunities we are given as students at WIU allow us to make connections today for success tomorrow.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I chose Western Illinois University because I could get involved right away. You're going to gain experience. I'm going to be able to just become successful right out the gate. I'll be a news reporter and eventually become a news anchor one day. I've always felt that as a strong speaker, I could be a voice for the voiceless, but as long as I continue to believe in myself, work hard, and show that I want to put my best foot forward, I think that anything is possible.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
The WIU Women's Center is wrapping up Women's History Month this weekend with fitness. The Women on Weights event is Sunday. Women from both the university and Macomb communities are invited to learn the ins and outs of a weight room. Participants will be taught strength training and different fitness routines. Anyone who wants to attend can register the day of for $5. A guest speaker and informational tables from the League of Women Voters, free range yoga, and more will be present. Women on Weights is from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. in the Student Center.
Well, with warmer temperatures here, it is time to shed those winter coats and go into the great outdoors. The WIU's RPTA department will be hosting an outdoor skills seminar on March 30th. And central camping skills such as fire building and campsite selections will be taught. There will also be a seminar on outdoor ethics. This event is free and open to the public, and it will have a light lunch will be included as well.
Only has 2 more events until the big event on March 31st. Next week is Dance Marathon's Push Week leading up to the event. They will start with having pizza night at Larry A's tomorrow. Then bowling for the kids is on March 25th at Digger's Bowling. All prices and location of each event are located on your screen. All proceeds will be donated to the local Children's Miracle Network Hospital. To get more information on the event, please visit news3wiu.com.
And if you love magic and comedy, then this might be the show for you. Mystifier Mike Supra will present his magic show Tuesday, March 26th in the University Union's Grand Ballroom. Mike has made numerous television appearances, including The Ellen DeGeneres Show, and was in the top 12 finalists on America's Got Talent. The evening show will include several magic tricks and illusions that will certainly blow people's minds. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for senior citizens, WIU employees, and children. WIU students are free to get in with their valid student ID. To purchase tickets, you can visit westernpresents.com.
And graduating seniors can start preparing for the big day. Tomorrow, caps, gowns, and tassels can be purchased in the University Union bookstore. The cost is $30 plus tax for undergraduate students. If you need to have your graduation attire shipped, orders must be placed before May 1st. For more information, visit news3wiu.com.
And coming up next on News 3's Live at 4, spring has officially been here for 24 hours in Devon. It feels like winter is gone for good.
I know. News 3's Molly Nathan will tell us if that's really the case in the Storm Team 3 5-day forecast after the break.
On Tuesday, November 6th,
our state will be making some important decisions.
You might think it's not important,
or your vote doesn't matter.
But that's not true.
If you don't know how
or where to register,
visit vote.gov.
Make your voice heard.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
I want to be able to stand in front of the camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that. Good afternoon and welcome back home. We are ending our first week back from spring break and we have temperatures at about 51 degrees right now. There is plenty of sunshine. There's a few clouds here and there though. Stronger winds out of the northwest at 15 miles per hour. Does feel a little bit cooler than 51 with that northwest wind. Low humidity and a low dew point. So we're shaping up to have a pretty nice evening. We're right around average for our temperatures at about this time of year. 53 is the average. We're at 51, so pretty close in that general area. We have had a record of 87 before. We aren't going to be seeing temperatures like that anytime soon, however. With the surface map, these lovely temperatures are coming from this nice high pressure system that we have moving through the area. Everything that you see off to the east is what we've already had to deal with, so sunny skies for the next few days. Current satellite, again, not a whole lot going on in our area. We are right in this area, so nothing much in the way of clouds. We see the clouds that we have had are moving out of the area. We did have a little bit of overcast skies this morning. As for the regional temperatures, again, 51 in Macomb, 52 in Beardstown and Quincy, a little bit warm with 53 now. Burlington, Keokuk, Quincy, and Peoria are all under a flood warning right now, keeping an eye on the Illinois and Mississippi River at this time. That rain that we had come through this past week did raise those levels. Then tonight, right around freezing for most of the area, 34 in Beardstown, 34 in Quincy, and right at freezing in Macomb. Tomorrow, we're looking at a high about the upper 40s, some 50s across the area at Beardstown, Macomb at 48, Keokuk at 50. Tomorrow night, we're going to see our temperatures get just a little bit colder with 27 in Macomb, 28 in Beardstown, and right at the freezing mark in Quincy. So we are going to cool down just a little bit, but that is not going to last forever. Again, tonight, low of 32, clear skies, so it's going to get just a little bit cooler. Winds are out of the west at 10 miles per hour, so still going to be a little bit windy tonight. Tomorrow, we're looking at some really beautiful sunny skies with a high of 48. Those winds are going to pick up just a little bit out of the northwest. It is March. It is a windy month out there this month. The 5-day forecast. Friday, again, high of 48 with plenty of sunny skies. We're going to get a little bit cold into the evening. On Saturday, we're going to warm up with some partly cloudy skies, high of 53. Getting down a little bit warmer for that evening low. Sunday, we do see that chance for rain with a high of 53. On Monday, we do have those cloudy skies with a high of 46, and Tuesday, we're going to bring back a little bit of that sunshine with a high of 48.
See, these are the temperatures I like. It's 50 degrees, and, you know, other than the rain that we'll have on Sunday, I could say it's way better than having, like, in the teens. I'll tell you what, if it ever snows again on April Fools like it did last year, I'm going to lose my mind.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Thank you very much, Molly.
Thanks, Molly. And Michael, this is baseball weather.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, Devin. There is a sign that spring has finally arrived in Macomb, and that sign is the return of Western Illinois Leatherneck home baseball. I'll have highlights from their home opener on Tuesday and much more spring sports in this coming weekend next in sports.
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand and said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Disaster tips from the objects left behind.
My home wasn't insured, but you can check your insurance policy now to make sure you're covered. Oh.
My savings are lost, but you can put money aside and plan for unexpected disaster costs.
We're lost forever, but you can scan important documents now so they survive.
For more tips on how to prepare, visit ready.gov.
The first time I met Morris, the door flew open and I got this larger-than-life personality talking at the top of his lungs.
Hey, how you doing today?
Oh, man. Oh, I totally forgot. Hold on, let me get this for you. Oh. Just had a magnetic energy. So I thought, all right, we're definitely going to be friends.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch!
Why I love to do sports anchoring? Because, it's talking about sports. I decided to come to Western because I wanted an experience that wasn't like some other schools. I did color commentary for one volleyball game. I was terrified. I never did any broadcasting in high school, but when I was talking, it was all, staggered, and I had no idea what I was saying, and now I've done so many different games as a color commentator, play-by-play, now sports anchor. Every show and every game, it gets easier and easier, and I get more comfortable doing it.
Welcome back to Live at 4. Spring has sprung, and that means the pings and twangs of aluminum bats hitting baseballs and softballs cannot be far behind. We'll start off with baseball. The Leathernecks were in fact supposed to begin home action last weekend against South Dakota State, but poor field conditions came the movement of that series. On Tuesday, the field was back in order and WIU was ready to play. Their opponent, the Division III Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. We now take you back to March the 19th, the Tuesday and a cloudy one at Alfred D. Boyer Stadium. For the first of the 5-game homestand, the Leathernecks sent freshman Chandler Fox to the rubber. He would put on the first 3 Tigers before Nick Salas would bloop an RBI single into the Bermuda Triangle in right center field to make it 1-0 Tigers. But Fox would work his way out of the inning with no further damage, thanks to this strikeout of Jace Leonard. After 1/2 inning, it's Tigers 1, Leathernecks nothing. Into the bottom of the first, Bailey Montgomery got the Leatherneck bats going with this deep towering shot to right center field, just over the center fielder's head, just short of a home run. That would score Kevin Reisbeck and tie the game up at 1-1. Now, Dion Thompson gets thrown out heading to third on that Montgomery single, and Alex Dorothy strikes out as the next batter. So with 2 outs in the inning, C.J. Schaefer hits a grounder that just gets by the third baseman's glove. That scores Montgomery from second. It's 2-1, and the Leathernecks are not nearly done, with Schaefer on second and McShane getting to first. Drew Galassi, a Deadpool triple down the first base line that gets into the corner, scores both Schaefer and McShane. That makes the score 4-1 after 1 inning, and that would put the Leathernecks ahead for good. The scoring, though, by no means over. The final in this game, Leathernecks 16, Iowa Wesleyan 3. WIU in this game set season highs in runs, hits, and the combined 5 Leatherneck pitchers collect 13 Ks, a season high as well. Bailey Montgomery, as you can see, a big game, 3 hits and 3 RBIs in 3 plate appearances on the day. Montgomery doubled his season RBI total. He now has 6 after the game on Tuesday. And Western will be hoping to bring back those hot bats to Macomb this weekend. The now 6-12 Leathernecks will look to pick up their first conference series win against a mightily struggling North Dakota State Bison team. Friday's matchup starts the first of 2 series against the Bison, and last year Western took 4 of those 6 games from North Dakota State. Javin Drake in particular looking forward to this series. Last year collected 8 strikeouts, only gave up 2 earned runs in 8 1/3 against North Dakota State. Game times for the weekend are as follows on your screen. First pitch on Friday is at 3, Saturdays is at 1, and Sundays at 1 as well. your broadcast schedule. Friday's game could be heard on WRMS, Saturdays on 88.3 The Dog, Sundays back on WRMS. Staying with the spring sports, WIU softball gets their 2019 conference season underway this weekend. Western is predicted to finish third in the conference behind North Dakota State and South Dakota State. Starter Emily Ira and infielder Haley Duo were named Summit League players to watch. Coming into the conference in home opener, WIU has a record of 6-12. The opposing South Dakota Coyotes have a record of 17-15. But don't be fooled, they are no slouch. The Coyotes have wins against teams like then number 23 Michigan on the road, but there is hope. In recent times, the Leathernecks seem to have had the Coyotes number. They have not lost a series against the Coyotes since 2016. Game times for the weekend's softball action at Mary Ellen McKee Stadium is a Saturday doubleheader, with Game 1 taking place at noon. The back half is at 2, both of those games on WRMS radio. Sunday's game is bright and early on Sunday morning at 11 a.m., and that game is on 88.3 The Dog. Even more spring sports this weekend. Also going on, WIU Track and Field starts their outdoor season. They will be heading down to Carbondale for the Bill Cornell Spring Classic. Both the men and women competing at this event, which is at Lou Hartzog Track and Field Complex in Carbondale, Illinois. And finally, Jalen Acklin will be continuing his football career even though he didn't make an NFL roster after this season. Acklin's football dreams continue after he signed a contract today with Canadian Football League's Hamilton Tiger Cats. First-year contracts in the CFL are usually worth $50,000. The Tiger Cats went 8-10 last season and finished second in the Eastern Division of the CFL. And that's sports. Up next, a sweetie of a freebie from Wednesday. Find out what delicious snack it was next.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
A local business is getting into the seasonal spirit. Dairy Queen had its annual free ice cream cone day Wednesday, and plenty of locals made their way to the Macomb DQ to enjoy a taste of spring.
And if you missed out this year, don't worry. Dairy Queen has free cone day every year on the first day of spring. And I actually missed that day yesterday, but I'm definitely gonna have to get an ice cream cone. And
both of you missed it, but
I
we
know,
were able
I
to
know.
make it.
Yeah, it was delicious. I'm ashamed now, but I'll definitely have to get an ice cream cone. I'll tell you what, even though it's a little chilly for the ice cream cone, I'd say it's definitely been warmer though with those temperatures, right?
It has been warmer with these temperatures, and I don't think anybody is complaining. Although we are going to cool off just a little bit tomorrow, we will have plenty of sunny skies with a high of 48. Warm up just a little bit for the weekend. Unfortunately, the sun won't be shining as bright, and we will have a chance for some thunderstorms Sunday. Monday, again, still no sun, but a high of 46. Tuesday is when we'll start to see the sun come back into our forecast with a high of 48. The lows for the week are hovering right around freezing and above, actually. We do have a bit of a range, so it's looking good.
All right, thanks very much, Molly, and that is all for us today.
But we are online all the time. Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.